What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Guava, how y'all doing? I was not ready. Oh, look what I did. Y'all see me? Did I make this? So I did make this public. Okay. Thank you. Can y'all see me? Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Give me 2 thumbs up if you can see me and hear me. I was about to get mad because I'm like, I forgot that freaking little button to say make it public or private or whatever. I did not think I hit that. Okay, come on in, y'all. Come on in. Welcome. Come on in. How y'all doing? All right. Oh man, I'm glad I didn't have to redo that. Cause I just put so much stuff in the mix here. Let me see. Oh my goodness. How y'all doing this morning? Good to see you. Let me turn this down. Okay. There we go. What's going on? Let's see who we got up in this mamma jamma. All right. Ooh. Oh, we flooding. Q-Dub, my Renaissance grandma. How you doing? Little Green Patch, Christopher Jones, Joe 57, Sweet Caramel Smile, Talia, Q-Dub, Gigi Preps, Polar Bear Cheryl, K Natural, Christopher Jones, Jay Weezy, Tony 2817, Suzette Blanc, John King, Country Boy Capital, Ivory, Sweet Caramel Smile, Jackie, who else we got? Let me see, Joy Price, So Good Gardner. What's going on, man? You made me crack my glass. So Good Gardner, what's up, brother? How y'all doing? Let's see, the Frugal Gardener in the house, Creative Joy, Jackie, Survival Chick. I like your name, Survival Chick. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to be. Let me see. Let me see now. Oh, see, I thought you had some content, Survival Chick. I was about to subscribe. So I'm going to be looking for people that I want to subscribe to from now on. So when you come on this channel, if you ain't got a channel, I can't subscribe. You know, I want stuff to watch too. Let me see. I would like to watch good people. Hey, Sheila, Tony Brown, Von Wheel, Lavender Dreams. I don't know what that is. Let me see. Creative Joy. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into why we're here, because I don't want to make this long. I just want to get a point across. And I'm going to start it like this. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Greenhouse Lounge. And today, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, with a sprinkle of another subject. So this video may go on for an hour. It may go on for an hour or less. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, let me get the announcement out. Welcome everybody, and thank you for coming and joining me today in the Greenhouse Lounge. Big announcement to make. Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com. I am about to put it in the chat right now. Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com. You want to go purchase your fruit trees, and you want to use my code to save you some money, because the last day of shipping is May 1st. The reason I'm doing this in the beginning of this video, because I want you to get in on these last minute deals. Okay, let me get my code squared away and put it in the comment section too. Let me see. Okay. So go over there and save yourself some money. And we are going to do an unboxing this morning. There we go. I'm going to put it in the chat. And I know you can't click on the chat, but I just want to put it here so you know where it is. But listen, if you want the discount code and the place to go, Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com, it's in the description box below. Okay. After this video, I'm going to put it in the comment section and pin it at the top so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to do an unboxing. The reason why I'm going to do an unboxing from Ison's Nursery, so you can see exactly what I always tell you. They got some of the best quality trees and plants and vines out there. I keep telling you that, and that's why I rock with them. Now I can show you. I just got this box, so I don't want to. Some people be thinking I put the stuff in the box or whatever, but I'm going to tell you before we get into me showing you how many people have purchased trees or vines or shrubs from Ison's Nursery. If you have made a purchase from Ison's Nursery, let me know. Raise your hand if you've made a purchase from Ison's Nursery. All right, Caribbean Queen says, I rock with their prices are great. Yes, okay. I just seen somebody else. Outer Lake Mead says, oh shoot, I placed my order with them prior. That's okay. Hubby calls me the tree lady for sure. That's another reason we're gonna be here, okay? Because your husband ain't gonna be mad in a minute. How you doing, Gratitude and Grace? How you doing? Let's see. Okay. Country Boy Capital says I have several. Okay. John King says me. I was just about to get on her and say, what is she doing? Okay. All right. So if you have never purchased fruit trees or vines or shrubs from Ison's Nursery, I'm about to show you why I just stopped messing with other companies. It ain't that I'm gonna get stuff wherever I can save my money at. Please don't cut that word with you yet. I'll be done in a minute, babe. It ain't because I don't, I'm just biased and I'm not getting paid to do this or anything. What I'm telling you is quality. We're looking right now in what month is this? April of 2026. All of us are looking for quality and price. If anybody just want to go blow some money and waste some money, that's on you. But how many people are looking for quality and price? Because that's what it's about right now. So, quality and price is what it's about. That's why I go to Ison's Nursery. I've dealt with a lot of nurseries online, and it's one particular one, I'm not going to mention their name, that I totally stopped purchasing from because they started sending you samples that I can start right back here on under this grow light. And I said, I'm not paying $80 for a sample that I can grow under my grow light. And it's supposed to be an apple tree or something. And I'm going to do a quick Laird Farmer field trip and show you. I'm not going to show you what company it's from, but I'm going to show you the difference between that company. Hell, I could show you 2 times. That company and this company. I've had a tree in the ground outside for 5, 6, 7 years from that other company. And it just was so stunted and it took so long to grow. And now it finally kicked the bucket. All these years wasted. But all the other trees around it not only have grown big and strong, but are bearing fruit. Like I get fruit off these trees from Ison's Nursery. So there's something different or whatever rootstock they're grafting it on. I gave that other company a chance. That was my last straw with them. And I can't do it no more. Okay. So let me see. All right. So y'all want to see these trees? Let me see what we got here. Jackie says, yay, I'm excited to order. Watch this. Let's get this going. I'm gonna show you this. Come here, honey. You look so great. I need you to stand next to this box. I mean, she ain't no Michael Jordan, but this is how big.
Almost 5'3".
Oh, almost. Stay right there. Just stay right there. Stay right there. Okay. Now, this is the quality of these trees you get from Ison's Nursery. Okay? Watch this. Come stand back. I need you to stand right here. I want him to see your little. Come over here. Look, that's touching this thing. Okay. This is the quality that you get from Ison's Nursery.
Standing up straight. It's slightly shorter than me.
This is what you're going to be planting. Now, this is an online tree. Now, you know good and doggone well when you order a tree online, they don't be looking like this. Okay?
Budding.
Oh, what'd you say?
They're budding.
Look, y'all. They're even budding out. Oh, yeah. You see that? These things are budding out, leafing out.
Yeah, right there.
All over. Here's a good one. Here's a good one here. I can't aim it. Yeah, right there. So it's ready to go in the ground. It's ready to go in the ground. Now, this is what I ordered. Okay? Bougie Prepper in the house. What's up, Bougie? All right, I'm going to let y'all know what I ordered. I'm going to show you now how thick each tree is. I ordered an all-in-one almond. This is my almond tree. Look how thick that is. Almond tree, and I ordered 4 more pawpaw trees. So I told you I ordered 4 pawpaw trees, and I ordered 2 all-in-one almonds, and that's what this is. So I'm about ready to take them out. So when you take them out, you see they're packed well, and they come in that silicone gel that keep the roots moist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these in a container first. You can plant them in the ground if you want to, but I like planting mine in a container first and let them get a good start, right? But if you want to, you can plant these directly in the ground. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Hey, you know what? I think I will plant them directly in the ground. I think they'll be just fine. So I wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to leave them in the backdrop. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. Let me see. So, any questions at all? I'm trying not to make this video super long. I just want to get my point across because I got to leave soon. How you doing? What is your name? Do I know how long it takes for an olive tree to fruit? That all depends on you. When people ask me how long does it take for a fruit tree to bear fruit, literally, it depends on you, and it depends on whatever variety of fruit tree that you purchase. And it also depends on the rootstock that is grafted on. I can't give you that answer. I don't want to begin to even lie to you, okay? Hey, Tony, how you doing? Let me see. So Good Garden says those are at least 1-inch calipers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So they will be fruiting soon. Now, see, that's the best part. Once that root system takes on, because the way they cut the root system and the caliper of the tree, man, feed that root system. This is how I get my fruit trees to fruit so soon. Feed that root system. Feed that root system. Don't be worried about the rest of the tree trying to feed, try to make it pump out fruit when it ain't got. That's like you trying to run and you can't stand up straight. Feed that root system, grow that root system, and the tree will reward you for it. It's simple. It is literally that simple. Okay. Jackie says, just planted my fruit trees, Orient and one moon glow pear. All 3 grandchildren helped plant the tree. Good, good, good. Let me see. Hey, Led, does the pawpaw have to have a second one for pollination? Yes. It's good to, yes, the pawpaw needs a second one to help pollinate it, okay? But if you live in the South, you should have wild pawpaw trees everywhere and you just don't even know it. I have wild pawpaw trees across the river from me, right? So I got wild pawpaw trees on my land too. So I kind of I hope they pollinate my tree. The reason why I purchased more pawpaw trees is because I want a lot of pawpaw trees. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So if anybody is interested, why is that not working? Maybe the comment is too long. Okay, if anybody is interested, please let me know. Just put it down. If you have any questions about Ison's Nursery and Vineyard, yeah, that comment too long. Please put it down in the comment section below and let me know. And I'll help you with whatever you need to. Okay? I'm erasing a comment that it was just totally too much. Okay. You've never heard of pawpaw? Okay, you can go ahead and Google that and you'll find out a lot about it. It's very interesting. Hey, Grammy, y'all, how you doing? Let me see here. How did I know that? Grammy, y'all says, can a pear tree survive fire blight from the previous year, or is it finished? No, the thing about a pear tree that gets fire blight real easy or contracted fire blight, you listen to me close, Grammy. I know you ain't gonna want to hear this, but listen close. Cut that branch all the way off. Don't nip. You're gonna start seeing a pattern from fire blight. Fire blight makes every branch looks like you ever cook a hot dog on the grill and when you take the hot dog, when it's on the grill, it's plump. But when you pull the hot dog off the grill, it shrivels up. That's what fire blight starts making your branches and limbs look like. Okay? Don't just cut that part of the branch off. I always cut at least 6 inches, even the good green stuff. Cut that off too. You don't want and gold. They tell you don't burn it, they don't throw it away, but then it's like, what do you do with it? Don't let that branch. Let me back up. When you cut every branch, don't let it hit the ground. And trust me, they are real about that. When you get that fire blight, you put that branch in a garbage bag. Have a garbage bag with you. Everything you cut off, you put inside that bag. This is why. I cut off fire blight. I had a Bartlett pear tree out here. I cut that fire blight off and I walked to the front of my house and I passed all my pear trees. All them pear trees that year got fire blight. And the only reason I'm like, it's too much of a coincidence because the pear trees on the other side of my house didn't. It's just too much of a coincidence. Everything you cut off, put that fire blight in a garbage bag and tie it up before you take it to the trash or something. So that's all I got. But you gotta cut it hard. I mean, the pear tree that I had grafted with the Bartlett always got fire blight. Let me tell you something. I've cut that tree down to almost a stump. So many times I got tired of doing it. So what I end up doing is I stopped trying to grow pears with no fire blight resistance. I just stopped. I can't do it here. I can do it on Freedom Acres, but I can't do it here. I'm surrounded by entirely too much humidity, moisture, and water and lakes at my house. I can't do it. So, I just stopped trying to grow a Bartlett pear. That's just one of the things hey, TLC. That's just one of the things I'm gonna just have to purchase if I want it. And really don't have to because the Orient pear is delicious too. So, and it does everything I need it to do. I did also get a Ayers pear and a pineapple pear, and they are showing zero signs of fire blight. So those are all southern pears. They say the Kiefer is a southern pear, but every Kiefer pear I've had got fire blight so bad that I had to get rid of them. So I have Ayers, pineapple, and Orient pear, and they never have fire blight. Okay. All right. So just so y'all know about that life, say you received your Vivor multi-tool today. That's wonderful, brother. Hope it does you some justice. Homesteading says, hey, came here for some freshness on news. Everything else is out. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Please. I don't want to talk about that. All right. The reason why, and we will switch, but I'm not talking about that anymore. I don't want to talk about. I'm sorry. If you want news, please go find billions of other channels that I can't do that anymore and stay sane. All right. So please. Now, what I am going to do though, I only want to talk about solutions. I don't want to talk. I really truly don't want to talk about problems no more because you know what? I see that everybody just feeds off of talking about problems, but nobody wants to even stick around to hear the solutions. Every time I do a video or I see another person do a video on giving solutions, nobody wants to hear that. Okay. So if everybody is looking for doom and gloom news, there's a billion different channels for that. All right. If we can't figure out solutions, it's nothing. What are we doing? So right now we're talking about solutions. Now, I will talk about this. Why? You're talking about garden news and projects. Why didn't you just? That's what we're talking about. Homesteading. Okay, let's get back on track. Right now, please plant some food. Please plant as many trees as you can afford to plant. I will get into that subject matter on another video. But please plant some food. Okay? I'm giving you right now a good alternative, a good solution for that. Now, I'm going to talk about in this video. It takes fruit trees several years to produce fruit to produce enough fruit to feed your family. Who says that? Queen says my kefir pear is getting fire blight. I got rid of kefir pears. They say they're fire blight resistant, and I have not. I've had 3 of them, and I won't ever purchase another one. Not at this home, no. Which fruit trees native Texas or can handle climate? I don't know because I don't live in Texas. I don't know what fruit trees. You have to go and look at your zone. Whatever zone you're in, your grow zone, go ahead and Google your grow zone. And then from that point, it'll help you pick out which fruit trees are going to grow in your area. I don't live in Texas. I can't give you that in-depth information. Okay. Let me see. So get this. It takes several years to grow fruit on a fruit tree enough to feed your family. So please plant your fruit trees now. If you haven't already planted your fruit trees, please plant your fruit trees ASAP. Okay? If you don't know how to garden, now is a good time to learn. Please. Please. I will be talking about this situation and solutions on another video. Please plant your fruit trees. Please start a garden today. I'm begging you. See, I was in a nail salon a few weeks ago, and the owner of the salon was coming out the door with a kumquat tree in a pot that had fruit on it. I just smiled to myself and said, I can do that too. Absolutely, you can. See, originally I was worried about purchasing from Georgia. From Georgia? When I lived in Northwest Illinois, but everyone I've ordered has acclimated to our climate. Oh, okay. You talking about from Ison's Nursery. Okay. And it's not that just because the tree is grown there doesn't mean that that's the only place it will grow. Like for instance, the other companies that I used to purchase from are all up north in Maine and Maryland and that area, but they grow fine in the south because you have to pay attention to the grow zone for that particular plant. It's not where the story is that you're purchasing from. It's the tree and its grow zone and where it can be grown that we need to pay attention to. Okay. Let's see. Is it okay to relocate, uproot a fruit tree that is already bearing fruit to relocate it to another land? Absolutely it is, but you're going to lose all of that fruit. Can I tell y'all something? Yes, you can relocate it to another place. But please don't expect to get fruit. If you want your tree to grow and you want your tree to thrive when you relocate it, number one, get as many roots as you can. Get as big of a root ball of that as you possibly can. And at the same time, take all that fruit off because that tree you're going to confuse the tree. The tree is going to start trying to heal itself and restart its root structure when you replant it, and it's going to be trying to keep producing fruit at the same time. So you got 2 energy waves going in 2 different directions. The tree gonna get confused. That's a perfect time, and it's sick. It's a perfect time for insects to come in and tear the tree up. You're gonna have more problems than it's worth. It's best take all the fruit off, then do it. Okay? Do not try to move that tree full of fruit. Let me see. Um, hey, little green patch. See, I got 15 trees from Ison's Nursery last spring. Ordered 5 more this year. Keep it going. Keep going. I'm telling you. Uh, so you take all the fruit off before relocating it. Absolutely. Would you purchase their combo fruit trees? The only reason I wouldn't, because I graft my own trees. That's the only reason that I wouldn't. Because I do that myself. If I didn't know how to graft other kinds of combination fruit trees, absolutely I would. You okay, babe? Okay. Let's see. Potting fruit trees. Potting fruit trees now. Is fall the best time to plant them in the ground? It just depends on where you are. It just depends on where you are. Are any of my fruit trees in containers? Yes, they are. But I really try not to leave them in containers because I have no reason to have my fruit trees in containers. If you live in a place where you can't plant trees in the ground, the only advice that I can give you, depending on what fruit tree you have, okay, because that makes a big difference. If you have a fruit tree that can actually go in a container and thrive, like a peach tree, please put that doggone peach tree in a big enough container so it can actually thrive. If you try to jam a big old peach tree in a 1 gallon pot or something, you're going to have a lot of problems. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest problems is going to keep on blowing over. You're going to keep knocking the fruit off. It's going to keep on catching the wind and blowing over. And the more it blows over, breaks branches, until it gets sick, it dries out, and then you're going to have a half dead tree trying to wonder, what are you going to do with it? If you don't want to invest the money in at least a 20-gallon container, don't put it in a container. You can start it out like in a 5-gallon bucket just for starters, but don't leave it at that. Okay? Because it will blow. If you have no other problems, your biggest problem going to be it blowing over and becoming root bound very quickly. If you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, like feeding the tree, watering the tree, you're going to get root bound really quick. If that's not a problem, it's going to be blowing over, knocking out good nutritious soil and drying out. While it's leaned over like that, it's drying out more. So I just wouldn't do that. Let's see. Thank you, Second Floor Gardens. Go check out their specialty. Go check out Ison's Nursery specialty section too. They got specialty trees and they have specialty berries and grapes. Thank you for that, Second Floor Gardens, because some people overlook that. That's where all the good stuff be. That's where I hang out on the page. Let's see. Would I say a combo is great for a small space? That the question is, why are you doing it? Because just because a combination tree is a combination tree does not mean it's not going to get huge. So you gotta do your research and figure out, each limb on this tree. Let me tell you something else about a combination tree. The combination tree, all of those branches of different fruits will not grow evenly. That's when you have to do your due diligence and say you got a plum on this branch, you got a peach on this branch, a nectarine on this plant, and a cherry on this one. You have to keep all of those cut at a certain level so your nectarine doesn't use all the energy out of this tree and give the cherry and the other branches some of that energy. Because if you don't pay attention to your combination tree, one of those are going to take off. That tree is going to want to give all the energy to one fruit or another. So you have to keep everything as even as possible so that trunk can distribute that energy evenly. Or what'll happen is you may have a whole big nectarine branch, and then all the other ones are stubby until they end up, not making it. You have to cut it off. So it's not necessarily is it good for a small space. That's not what that's for. It's for having more varieties of fruit when you don't have a lot of growing space. I mean, so maybe that's answering your question a little bit. I don't know. But that's the real reason. You're trying to get more variety because you don't have enough growing space. That may be what you're saying, right? Let me see. Is there any way to estimate the age of a store-bought fruit trees? I'm sure there is, but I don't know. The only way I can judge it is I've grown fruit trees from almost twigs, and I kind of think about how long did it took before it got at a certain girth, you know. Uh, Blue Indigo says, "Can you please do a video about grafting? I am going to follow your instruction." Blue Indigo, I literally have a whole playlist of me grafting. So you can go. And when I tell you, I made sure they're in depth grafting videos where my hand is this close and the branch that I'm grafting is this close to the camera. So you see my every movement and my every cut, and you see exactly what I'm doing. So if you can go to my grafting playlist, you'll see them. I got plenty of them over all of these years. Let me see. Country Boy says, my main concern in Georgia, hot summers, that seems to be too hot of a time to plant in the ground. Well, I'm in South Carolina here, and I will plant in the dead of summer. Yes, it's too hot to plant. Your tree will be stressed, but it's a lot of stuff. If you over baby this tree, it's ways that your tree will be okay. It's going to be stressed no matter what if you plant it in the piping hot heat of July in South Carolina. But you can overcome that by giving that tree shade, okay, making some sort of canopy over it or some shade cloth, making sure it's watered properly, making sure it's fed properly so that tree doesn't be as stressed. If it's taken on, and you can also make sure that you paint or cover the trunk of the tree, which takes on a lot of heat and a lot of sun rays. If you can protect that tree, you can plant it in the dead of summer and it'll be just fine. And don't get scared if it stresses out a little bit, leaves fall off, couple branches might break off, and it'll be okay. It's just getting rid of things that energy was going to go to that it is not going to need. It's trying to preserve the root system and the trunk. Soon as the root system and the trunk is healthy, it will push those branches right back out, and you won't have anything to worry about. Okay. I've planted dead of summer more times than I care to mention. And my area is hotter than yours. Let me see. Let's see what we got. Absolutely, TLC. Dwarf trees could get big too. Don't keep playing on that word dwarf. A dwarf. I had a dwarf lemon tree, and her name was Lillian, and she was over 15 feet tall, and she was just a baby. She stayed loaded with more lemons than I knew what to do with. But don't let that word fool you. That's right, TLC. That's exactly what you said. I didn't even finish reading what you said. Have you ever seen Les Lemon Tree Lillian? Absolutely. Absolutely. That tree it said dwarf. When I put that tree in the ground, she went crazy. Hey, Tino, what's going on, lady? It's good to see you in here. All right. Hey, Mr. Sweet, how you doing? Let me see. Is morning sunshine and afternoon shade the location where I need to plant the tree on my land? I don't know because I don't know what trees you're planting. I don't know anything about your land. I don't know where you are. That's the research that you have to do your due diligence. Now, I pray that everybody is trying to either start a garden, grow fruit trees, be do all of that stuff. But I gotta ask you to do one more thing, please, please. I'm begging you. I'm actually begging you. Do your due diligence. Please do not solely rely on content creators to tell you what you should be doing at your house. Do not take advice, but please, the most important thing besides growing the actual food is doing your due diligence. Please go research everything that you're trying to do. Don't just go off one person's mouth. For instance, the New Orleans gardener lives in New Orleans. I will not grow my fruit and vegetables and fruit trees the way she does because we live in two different parts of the country. If she says grow berries and you could just grow them in water or something, I can't do that. If I say, hey, just stick it in a hole, put it in here, your area may not allow you to do that. You have to do your due diligence and do your own research. If you don't, listen to me close. If you don't, you will fail. That sounds grim, don't it? But I'm telling you the truth. If you want to save yourself some money and not kill your tree and have to purchase more next year, please do your own research. Please listen to all the gardeners and listen to the YouTubers and stuff like that. But please don't just rely on our information. If you do that, you very may well fail. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I know it's a lot of new gardeners out there, and I know it's a lot of new uh, homesteaders out there, and you're trying to get the fast track, you're trying to get the cliff notes of gardening, and you're trying to just don't do that. Don't do that. You will fail, and I want to make sure I iterate this. I need you to understand this. The people that you love to watch on YouTube, their gardening practices, and their gardening successes. I need you to understand something, why you watch these gardeners and why you click on them and why you gravitate towards them. You gravitate towards them because they're very knowledgeable. You gravitate towards them because they show you results every year. I need you to understand something though. Those older gardeners have learned all of this the hard way. And we did our due diligence. We not just looked at other people's video because YouTube is fairly new. We read books. We purchased books. We listened to people that used to have gardens in our neighborhoods and in our lives and in our families. And we collected all of that knowledge and information and we used it for ourselves. There was no YouTube. So we have a wealth of information that we've accumulated over all these years. And unfortunately, I got to be honest, and you ain't going to like to hear this, but you're going to have to do the same thing. You have to do your own work. The internet is not always going to save you. You can't rely on that. You got to do your own work. If you do not know how to even start researching information without using the internet, Barnes and Nobles, okay, Amazon books. You can purchase books off of Amazon. You can purchase books off of Barnes and Nobles and all those other bookstores. What's the other one bookstore? Something books. A lot of books. Second and Charles and all of that. You got to purchase this stuff so you know you'll be okay if the lights go out. Okay? We got to learn this stuff. This is one of those subjects that, in school, when we're in school, especially high school and college, books a million. That's what I couldn't think of. Who said that? Thank you, Creative Joy. When we in high school and college, one of the things that run through our mind a lot, I will never use this subject again. But this subject that I'm doing is required for me to pass this course or this class, right? I will never use this subject again. Ever. I will never even look back to use it. But gardening is one of those subjects that will always help you through life. Growing fruit trees like this. Growing fruit trees is something that you should learn as a life skill, not because you're a gardener. You don't have to become a gardener to learn a skill that's going to save your life. Learning how to plant fruits and vegetables is a life skill that is just as important as math and spelling to me. This should be in every school. This should be taught in every subject, whether the school is a public school or a private school. Gardening should be a subject that is just as important as math, science, history. It should be. And I won't take that back. Okay. So, do I have any last questions before I go? If you're looking for a quality fruit tree that's that thick, that big, that healthy, go over to Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com. And if you're looking for it, it's down in the description box below. And you can just click on the link. It'll take you right over there. Okay. Bouger purposes, I agree with you. That's why I started gardening as a preparedness skill. Absolutely. And I don't want to get into it on this video, but we're going to get down and dirty and talk about why we're gardening. And, I don't want to do it on this video because this video will turn into a 4-hour video if I release the Kraken about why I'm begging you to garden. I'm begging you. I'm not a beggar, but I beg everybody to plant a fruit tree or a garden at all cost. You see, I ain't joking today because it has never been so serious. I mean, it has once upon a time, but I don't want to talk about that era. please plant a garden. Absolutely. Who just said that? Absolutely. Victory Gardens. Victory Gardens. I'm just going to touch on it. We got like 10 minutes left. I'm just going to touch. I'm not going to go hard. I got 10 whole minutes, babe. She's laughing at me. I got 10 whole minutes. I'm just going to say this. Okay. I'm not going to go in depth with the other subject matter for another video. I will tell you this though. Got 310 people watching me. I can almost guarantee you, and I don't know you, I can almost guarantee you that the only reason that you are alive watching me today is because one of your elders planted a garden. Tell me I'm wrong when I'm right. You know why I say that? And again, I'm not going to talk about that subject matter, but there was a time when nobody had food and it was really dusty outside. And the people that thrived the best were the people that were able to grow food in small places. That's all I'm going to say. Because if it weren't for our elders being able to grow food, they would not have survived at all for us to even be here to talk. Everybody watching me right now, family, went through that era of famine. Absolutely, I don't even know you. But I'm telling you, your family, your elders went through that time of great famine. And if they were not knowledgeable on how to grow food, me and you would not be here. No, not farms. Oh, you said your grandma still have farms? Absolutely. We wouldn't be here. And I'm not even talking about farmers because they took it the worst. During that era, the farmers took it the worst. The people that were able to really pull it off and survive were those backyard gardeners because we didn't till the soil. We didn't ruin the soil. We didn't put chemicals in the soil. We didn't destroy our soil to try to feed everybody. Those backyard gardens save your lineage. They saved your DNA. They saved your families because you're planting enough for you, the few neighbors you had in your community. You did not have to rely on farmers and what farmers were going through. Because farmers, just like today, I'm not going to get on that, but think about this. Fuel costs, they got to run equipment. And if they got donkeys pulling the doggone thing, guess what else you got? You got to feed the donkeys. You got to maintain the donkeys. You got to be strong enough and healthy enough and fit enough to follow behind the donkey. All of that costs money. So when you're doing your backyard garden, I will say having a backyard garden or a manageable garden for one person, don't try to make it too big to where you can't manage it. You're just going to fail. If you build yourself a manageable one-person garden, because you know you are going to be the one tended to it all the time, right? You ain't going to have to beg nobody to help you. So have a garden that you yourself can maintain, and you will be more successful. I promise you. I'm trying not to go down that subject matter road. I beg you, start your garden today. Plant you some herbs. You're going to be planting herbs you probably never planted before, but there's reasons for it, and we're going to talk about it in the next video. I'm not a big herb planter, okay? No, I'm not going to go there because that's not what this. We're going to do this where I want that subject matter to be exactly what it is. I don't want to go in 500 different directions in this video, okay? But I'm with you, Caribbean Queen. I'm with you, okay? I'm begging you to plant a garden because we are in those times again. And you know what's funny is nobody sees it. You don't. Have you ever seen a tsunami on one of the videos? Anybody ever watched a tsunami on one of the videos? Of course, you didn't see one up close. You probably wouldn't be here. Have you ever watched a video and saw a tsunami? Everybody is on the beach. It's hundreds, if not thousands of people on the beachfront. Slowly, the water recedes. It recedes so slowly that you don't even notice it. You still keep reaching out, going farther out into the ocean because you see the water is slowly receding. You want to stay moist, you want to stay wet, and you want to keep having fun. All of a sudden, the water speeds up, receding. And now everybody is starting to be like, hey, this is weird. By the time you're saying, hey, this is weird, it starts getting dark and you start looking out to find where's the water going. You looking out at the ocean. Next thing you know, you looking up at the ocean. And anybody in a 5-mile radius may not make it. Because 1 minute is creeping, is crawling. Next minute, that water goes down. You standing on just pure sand. And in the next 10 minutes or so, that water is on top of the whole city. That's where we are right now. Right now, everybody is at that point of wondering, something is actually going on. This is weird. We've been watching the water recede for a long time. And now we're at that point of something is going on here. The way things look. The way things look today. They look like the tsunami. The tsunami is right over top of us. And that's why I'm begging everybody to please plant some food. You didn't hear me say anything, any kind of other prepping situations or things and supplies we need to do. We'll do that later on another video. But today, one of the most important ways to prepare your family for hard times is to plant your food, plant your garden. I'm not even going to talk about stocking food. You want to know why I'm not going to talk about stocking food in the last couple minutes of this video? Is because stocked food can be taken away from you. Stocked food can wash away. Stocked food can float away. Stocked food can be stolen. Skills cannot be stolen. Learning how to plant a garden cannot wash away in the flood unless it take you with it. Your knowledge that you've gained on how to garden and produce food will always be with you till your last day. That's why, hey, buying food, storing food, let me tell you something else about prepping. Prepping takes money. When we say stock as much food as you can, takes money. I don't care who you are, it takes money. And most people today don't have that money. And once you're done eating a can of beans, the can of beans is gone. You cannot replenish said can of beans, right? Everything that you stock up in the attic and in the basement, in the crawl space, in the root cellar, It's there to be consumed, and after it's consumed, there is nothing else you can do with it. Gardening, learning how to plant seeds and learning how to make that seed give you more seeds forever. That's knowledge that can't wash away in a flood. That's knowledge that can't be burned in a house fire. That's knowledge that nobody can steal from you. Nobody's going to put a hot one in your ribs until you break yourself, because it's up here. That's why I want to say gardening and growing your own food is the number one first prep that anybody should be thinking about. Okay? Before you go and start buying bow and arrows and stuff, man, learn how to grow some food. That's it. That's all I got. If you're interested, go to Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com. While supplies last, their last shipping date is May 1st. May 1st is Ison's Nursery last shipping date for the season. Trust me, get it while it's there, because it's going to go fast. All right? That's all I got, y'all. I just wanted to come in here today and seriously, me and my wife been sitting across the table talking about how serious things are. And she's dressed right now because we are about here, go out here and mess with this garden. We already took our greenhouse down. We got all our avocados. We got our citrus and everything ready to be planted in the ground because we don't have to worry about frost anymore. So I beg you, please do your part. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Listen to people. But when it gets into detailed, in-depth information, you really need to do that yourself. Okay? That's all I got. I pray that everybody is okay. I pray that everybody stays safe. I pray that everybody stays sane in these crazy days. But please, if you love your family, please grow some food. If you are the leader of your family, if you are the leader, it is your duty to make sure that the rest of your family will never go hungry. As a leader of your community and as a leader of your family, it is your duty. I know you don't want that responsibility. Everybody watching me right now, you don't necessarily want that response. That's a lot of responsibility to be a leader of a whole community or a leader of a whole family where everybody is depending on you. You want to know how I know that you're the leader of that family? And I don't have to ask you, because you're the one watching about gardening. This title says Ison's Nursery Fruit Tree Unboxing. And when we talking about prepping, you're here too. When we talking about stocking food, you're here too. You are the leader of your family, and everybody else may think you're a little different because you were given the gift that you see something going on that the rest of the world does not see. And right now, I'm going to say this. Oh my God, I got to say this. How many people right now watching me feel that urgency? How many people actually feel the urgency where the rest of the world is just walking around purchasing TV sets and clothing and shoes and jewelry? How many people have said, no jewelry, no clothes, none of that? Food supplies. Food supply preps is the only thing my money has been, and preparation has only been my only money outgoing. You feel that urgency because you have a gift, and I'm not going to get into that part of it. You have a gift that everybody don't got. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to. And us keep trying to make people understand we're wasting time. We can talk till we blue in the face, and you cannot listen. Have you ever talked to somebody that speaks a foreign language that you don't speak, and they're trying their hardest to explain to you something or describe something, and you just can't get it? That's what's happening right now. When you're talking about prepping, supplies, getting ready, growing food, you are literally talking an entire different language from them. I'm not going to get into that part again. You're speaking in another language. They will never, not only do they not understand it, this is a language that they can't even be taught. You know, if I wanted to learn Spanish, I can learn Spanish. If I wanted to learn another Swahili, I can learn Swahili. But this is a language that can't be taught. You can't put instinct in people's head. That's something that can't be taught. That was something that you and I were born with. That extra sense that lets you know something ain't hitting on all cylinders. You can't put that in people's head. That is a language you understand. And I want you to think about it like that. Okay. I want you to think about it is going to relieve a lot of your stress of you trying to explain to people why it is so important that we garden, grow our own food, stock up our supplies. You talk to you blue in the face, and they just look at you with this stupid face like, I think they really need to go. Don't they look at you like this? Because they look at you with that dumb face like this because they just want you to go away. While you telling them what's going on in the world and what we should be doing about it and how we should prepare ourselves and our family, they looking at you with this stupid face. And you know what? If you give them one space in your conversation to speak, you know what they do? They change the subject. You maybe start talking about how much beans and rice you saved up and how you talking about your escape plan to your land or whatever you got. You know, as soon as you give them one time to change to a space to speak, they won't speak and say something about what you're saying. They will change the subject. Like, hey, you see they built a new pizza place down on the corner down here? Man, I went in there, their pizza's the bomb. They do not want to hear nothing you're talking about because you've probably been talking for 30 minutes. They didn't understand one single word you said because they do not understand that language. They don't understand the language of survival and preservation. And stop trying to make it seem like everybody should, because I am a victim of that, because I was like, what's wrong with people? Right? I was like, man, what is wrong with people? How can you not see this? What I found out was trying to understand why people don't understand or why people don't see was driving me nuts. And the only way I can keep my own personal sanity is to stop trying to make other people understand what they can't see. If this dude say he saw aliens in a spaceship and he been spending 30 years trying to tell you what the aliens look like, what was inside the ship when they sopped him up off the ground, he's going to go nuts trying to explain to you he was inside a spaceship and they put a chip under his back of his ear. The best way to do it is like, I got a secret that you will never understand. That's how I live my life now, and that's why I'm doing the stuff I'm doing. I've released several videos in the past week letting you see how hard I'm working for my family. Those videos don't get views. Those videos don't get likes. Prepping your food, those videos don't. People want to hear about the chaos of the world, but they don't want to do anything about it. I put those videos out. Me chopping the wood up, that's firewood that's going to keep my family warm. I'm about to chop up another oak tree and I'm going to split it up to keep my family warm because that's part of another video. I'm doing my due diligence and I am the leader of my family and I want to make sure that my family is okay. Period. I didn't put those videos out to get views. That's why they were long and you didn't hear too much talking. I put those videos out to challenge you to get yourself prepared. I wanted to show you guys what I do when the camera really ain't on. It's not a whole bunch of talking, ain't a whole bunch of context. It's just watch me work. That's what we do. That's what we've been doing. And I pray that you and your family do the same, because now is not the time to be questioning whether you should start a garden or not. That water is under. Let me tell you something. Listen. Is anybody in your home keeping you from starting a garden? Is anybody preventing you, saying you cannot start a garden? Is anybody doing that? If somebody right now is telling you, heck no, you can't start a garden, absolutely not, you can't start a garden here, and I don't want you spending money on that garden, I'm going to say this, I'm going to throw it out there. That's almost a little bit of verbal abuse to me, because this ain't that's like telling you can't breathe. Right now, growing food for you to be able to eat in the future, I'm going to have to do another video. All right, y'all, listen. I got a long drive ahead of me, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another video later tonight because we have to have a real serious conversation. I don't want to do it on this video. Okay? You agree? You down? And on that video, I'm going to get crunk. And I'm going to say all the stuff that I feel like saying on that next video. And a lot of people ain't going to like what I have to say, but I just please read through the lines and listen and hear me out. On the next video, we're going to have a discussion. If I have any members in here that have joined my membership, we're also going to have a discussion. Hopefully, let me think. What is today? Hopefully this Sunday morning around 11 o'clock for all my members. I'll post it in the community post. The members, we're going to have a conversation, and in that conversation, listen close to me, members. I told you my membership ain't like whatever you've been doing before. Okay, if you do not want to participate, don't come, because I don't want to be the only one talking to myself. I can do that by myself. I need your participation. I don't need you to. You became a member because a member is not a viewer. Okay? So if you're a member, I need your cooperation, is why I started it. I try to do it to keep out the trolls, but clearly that doesn't work. So this will be a cooperation between me and you. We're going to have some serious conversations. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you later tonight, because I'll be able to break that video down and get a little down and dirty with you. Okay? So please go over to Ison's Nursery and Vineyard.com. It's down in the description box below, and it's going to be in the first pinned comment. Go get your fruit trees right now before May 1st, which is their last shipping date. With that being said, Laird Farmer 73, stay safe, stay sane. Listen, protect your brains. Stay safe, stay sane. I love you, and I'm out.